controversy is rocking the Virginia Attorney General race. The Democrat candidate is facing calls to drop out after text messages surfaced in which he wrote that a political opponent should get 2 bullets to the head.
Jay Jones is apologizing for the text describing violence against a former Republican lawmaker and his family. It is the latest event amid growing national concern over heated political rhetoric. National security correspondent Caitlin Burke has the story.
The text messages have thrust an already tight race into the national spotlight. While Jay Jones admits his words were wrong, he still plans to stay in the race.
That language has no place in our discourse, and I am so remorseful for what happened.
Jones sent the messages in 2022 when he was in Virginia's House of Delegates to Republican colleague Delegate Kerry Coyner. In referring to then Republican House Speaker Todd Gilbert, Jones says, quote, 3 people, 2 bullets. Gilbert, Hitler, Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. He goes on saying, quote, spoiler, put Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people you know, and he receives both bullets every time. Coyner asked Jones to stop. He then later called her to further explain his reasoning, at one point suggesting that Gilbert's wife, Jennifer Wishon, should watch her 2 young children die in her arms so that Gilbert might reconsider his political views. Coyner then hung up on Jones. He again began texting, and when she pushed back, he responded, quote, I mean, do I think Todd and Jennifer are evil and that they're breeding little fascists? Yes.
This is demented. And here we have the Democrat candidate running for attorney general, the top cop in Virginia, wishing not only that he had 2 bullets to put in a guy's head, but then he wishes death on his children. And Todd Gilbert has small kids.
Republicans, including Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin and President Donald Trump, are calling for Jones to leave the race. Within his own party, condemnation is growing, although so far Democrats have stopped short of asking him to withdraw. Democratic gubernatorial nominee Abigail Spanberger released this statement saying, quote, I spoke frankly with Jay about my disgust with what he said and texted. I made clear to Jay that he must fully take responsibility for his words. She went on to say, quote, as the next governor of our Commonwealth, I will always condemn violent language in our politics. Editor and publisher of Inside Elections, Nathan Gonzalez, a CBN News contributor, says the Virginia election is critical for Democrats.
This is the first opportunity that Democrats have to try to regain some ground that they lost in 2024. So this isn't just a normal race for state attorney general.
While Gonzalez says this issue could affect the entire Democrat ticket, he adds the election would allow Virginia voters to be the final voice on whether Jones is qualified to serve.
2 things can be true at the same time, that there are voters who condemn what Jay Jones texted, but also believe that other things are a higher priority, including which party is in control of government.
As Virginians head to the polls next month, this race is now about more than policy. It's about character and the consequences of words. With the temperature of American politics at a boiling point, the question is, how many more warning signs will it take before both sides cool down the rhetoric? Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Washington.
Well, this statement is absolutely horrific. To equate Todd Gilbert with Hitler and Pol Pot, 2 of the greatest mass murderers of the last century. I mean, genocide is on both of them for horrific acts. And to say that somehow or other Todd Gilbert, as the Speaker of the House of Delegates of the Commonwealth of Virginia, is somehow equal with them and actually a greater danger, it's mind-boggling that you would think that, let alone express it to anybody else. It shows where his heart is. And the Bible is clear on this. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Now, this has gotten very personal to me because Jennifer Gilbert, the wife of Todd, is Jennifer Wishon, who has been a very dedicated reporter of CBN News for years. She's based out of our D.C. bureau, and she regularly reports on the news of the day. Now, let me give you a thought question. What if the Republican candidate had called on a in a private text, the same fact pattern. And it said that a particular reporter for the Washington Post should be killed along with their children so they could never reproduce again. What would be the reaction? What would be the national firestorm from that? I submit there's an absolute double standard, that if you're a Christian journalist, somehow you're in a different breed and it's okay to say this kind of stuff. I have to call it for what it is. This was evil. The thought pattern is evil. Expressing it, evil. It should have never happened. This shouldn't be in our politics today. And when you look at assassination attempts on a presidential candidate, you look what happened at a very dedicated Christian who was killed, you just go, wait a minute, where have we gone in our culture today? As Christians, do we forgive? The answer is yes, we do. But we also need to pray against this evil, that it wouldn't survive, it wouldn't exist in our society today.